this is Sean with Solis Review. Thanks for tuning in. Please make sure to like, subscribe, share. Let's get this channel going. Tonight we're going to be going over the Prime 1 Batman Arkham Knight Prestige Edition. It's their 1/3 edition for this character. It is one of my favorite pieces of all time. I love this piece. It is one that has always grabbed me. So tonight we're going to review it, and let me share a little bit of why I love it. Okay, background. I don't know that you really need a lot of background for Batman itself, but let's go into a little bit of background of what this piece is. Like I said before, this is the Arkham Knight Batman from the successful, super awesome series of games, the Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, and Arkham Knight, I think, was the third one. This is from the third of that game series. I believe, for me, my favorite of the three. They actually had a special suit that you could earn in the game by essentially achieving like 200% progression, kind of a thing, and then you would get the Prestige Edition, which is the gold on the chest. I totally earned that suit, loved it, was my favorite suit of all, so for me this was a huge plus. I believe I was interested in getting this before I had even collected statues. I had seen it, drooled over it, thought no way I could ever get it, but the right deal came along. And I think as collectors, if we want something bad enough and we wait long enough, the right deal always comes along. So okay, let's see, that was the background character for the game. For the character, I mean, I'm sure most everybody knows who Batman is. A billionaire whose parents were murdered in the street in Gotham. He swore to make his city safe, to right those wrongs, to make sure that type of thing didn't happen any longer. He went on a lifetime crusade of learning every type of martial art and using his fortune to develop all these cool toys to be able to successfully be the Dark Knight. Let's see, he's part of the trilogy for DC, which is Superman, Wonder Woman, and Batman. He is either the most popular DC character for the most part, or some people would say the most overhyped character for DC. I love Batman. To me, he's the greatest example of a hero with no superpowers you can essentially be. He essentially builds the Justice League and funds the Justice League, and without Batman, the whole I guess bureaucracy of heroes for DC just really wouldn't exist. There's a common mythos for him that with sufficient prep time he's unbeatable, and depending on the writer, for the most part, it's true in the comics. Either way, Batman is awesome to root for. He's also awesome to root against, and he has some of the best rogues gallery of any hero that I can think of. Yeah, that's really a good explanation. Great villains make a great hero, and he's one of the greatest. This piece from Prime 1 was my first Prime 1 piece ever. Still in my tops for favorite piece ever. He's the only of the third scale Batmans I have yet, but I do have an order for the Batman Who Laughs coming. That was my Father's Day gift. I was super stoked about that. And that should be coming, hopefully, from Spec Fiction within the next month or so. Awesome story, check it out. So beyond that, that's the background on the character. Concept-wise, out of the video game, Is he a representation of that? I would say dead on. Like, this is exact. I bet they use the same, probably files from the game almost. It's just dead on, which makes it feel like like it brings all those connections, emotional memories back from the game. I love it. Okay, let's see. It follows a traditional concept of Prime 1's Batman pieces, where it has him on a rooftop, and there's not a whole lot to it. Let's get into paint, starting with the base. You know, I think that it looks good. It looks weathered. I see a lot of complexity in the paint for the rooftop. I think it's interesting that the rooftop tiles are made of black. That's not a normal thing you would see on buildings, but this is Gotham we're talking about, and Gotham is known for dark. The paint for the metallic part, the gargoyle, I think it looks great. To me, the areas where it's welded or looks like it's welded, it says to me metal worked and welded, so I think that that's great. I see a lot of chips and damage and a lot of scoring and age and grime and dirtiness built up. I think that that's fantastic. Let's see, the bat symbol looks cool. It's got that same golden theme. I don't know if the non-prestige edition is not gold there. That, I believe, if I remember right, that might be the case. But no complaints on the paint job at all for the base. I love it. Let's see here. For Batman's body, his armor, fantastic. There is weathering. I see what it looks like different material. The rubberized boots, to the metal portions on his armor, to the hexagonal, almost leather kind of, you know, dragon scale armor. It segments on his body. The material, it looks, even though it's all completely sculpted, it looks like different material to me. And in the right light, it absolutely looks like leather. On his utility belt, I think it's a great use of the copper look to it. It's different than the gold in other places, so I think that brings a little bit of depth here, being different. If it was all, the accent was gold everywhere, that would look, I guess, a little bit weird. But to me, it strikes me as that Batman yellow utility belt, it being translated into an armor sense. Looking at this, it makes me intrigued to know what's in each one of these pockets. What is this, you know, the clips on here. You can see even the mechanism that I believe at one point in the game he uses to take off his belt. You can see the mechanics of that. I think that's great. On the abs, they have their own unique texturizing, kind of a bulletproof patterning here, along with some of the hexagonal. You can see metal highlights in there that I remember, you know, elements in the suit when you see it come on for the first time, that it's adjusting on, kind of an Iron Man-esque thing here. But you can also see, like, as you go to the breastplate, wear patterns that look like it's had some solid use here. So I think it brings a story to it. You can see some slashes and some armor. You can see on the bat arm spikes, I don't know what we'd call those. You can see transition to metallic that's different than anywhere else. I feel like, you know, if I pushed somewhere that I could see them adjust like they do in the game, and I really like that. The shoulder pads, they have slashes on them. The cape, I like the cape. it's my first mixed media cape. I have seen many horror stories with the material that they use. I can't remember what it's called. Alex posted, I believe, once the material, but it's, if I remember right, it's just a plastic, so it's pleather. But I've seen some great shots of people being able to shape it in all sorts of ways. I didn't do that for this here, but previously I've had it in all sorts of wind patterns. But I've seen some horror story shots too, where people have maybe adjusted it too much, or worn on it too much, or it was in a humid environment. I've seen some people that had it in Singapore and other really humid areas, and it just started to break down over time, and that's really sad. It scares me to think about that might happen. I do see some minor defects that I'm just hoping over time don't grow. Trying to treat it with the most respect I can. Let's see. For the head sculpts, love the head sculpt. Looks exactly like the game to me. Even from the back, like it reminds me of the shot where he's walking. You just see that power. This is Batman. You know, like, man, I love this statue. To me, it just connects me right to it. This is my favorite version of Batman. So, you know, of all characters, this character Batman probably has almost as many variations in different forms and statue as any other character other than, I don't know, maybe Spider-Man or something. But it seems every year multiple Batmans come out, and they're all really cool and unique. I like to look at all the different versions, but none of them grab me emotionally like this one. This game made me feel like Batman. So for me, this was the perfect one. Now, I said when I got this that I wasn't gonna get any other Batman ever, because why would I? This is the perfect Batman. Well, since then I have pre-ordered the Sideshow Batman Beyond, which hopefully will be here September to November. I've also ordered the Batman Who Laughs. Yeah, I also have potentially a pre-order going on a life-size Batman Beyond bust. You know, and honestly, I see myself, if I ever had the opportunity, getting the Batman Beyond from Prime 1. Absolutely love that piece. Would love to get that. I also would love to eventually get the Nightfall, the Flashpoint, both of those from Prime 1 as well. Now, I would not say Batman is my favorite character, but those are just some freaking awesome pieces, and I love them. I gravitate to them. So, yeah, I guess maybe I am a bigger fan than I thought. Okay, so the add-ons that come with it. So besides the Batarang, which I love, that's so cool. You can also do a grappling gun hand with, whether for some reason, if you wouldn't want to put that in there, you don't have to. Grappling hook, or if for some reason you just don't like gadgets on Batman, there is a regular hand. Still looks cool. I think it looks cooler with a gadget, but that's just me. I'm gonna put back the Batarang. Very strong magnets. Such good production on this. I love it. Also, it didn't come with it, but if you purchase the exclusive for Scarecrow from Prime 1, which is an awesome piece. I haven't seen it in person, but I saw the Mr. X review, and he showed that you can actually get the EX piece, which is a Batman portrait of him under, I guess the assumption is that he's under fear gas. To me, he actually looks like he's in the starting to mutate into the Joker toxin that's in the game as you slowly progress. Now, for me, that was a must-have because I have the Batman Who Laughs coming, and he is the result of a Joker mutation that wasn't cured. So for me, this is going to be like a transition face, and I think that the connection there is just really cool. Let's see here. I got a new measuring tape, so we're going to try and see the height on this guy. He is right about 32 and a half in height, and in width he is just about 15 and a half inches. Sorry, that's depth. As far as width, let's see. 13 for width. Cool. Overall, knocks it out of the park. It's one of my favorite. Everybody that shows up, kids, adults, no matter what, everybody loves Batman. Everybody takes the time to look at it. This has so much wow to me. I will never grow tired of this piece. And I feel like it's going to be the same with every one of the Prime 1 pieces I get, actually. Yeah, that is it. If you guys have any questions, comments, please hit me up. I love chatting with everybody. Thanks again for tuning in. Remember to like, share, subscribe, and have a great night, guys. This is Sean, Solis Review.